Hello, my name is Zachary Kunkle, and today I'm going to be discussing topics that we've learned about in IFMG and apply them to my topic, which is a reduced work week and its potential benefits. Okay, as most of us are aware, the average US hours worked per week is roughly 40 hours. Now, this wasn't always the case previously. As of the 19th century, this number was up around 60 hours. So before we even begin discussing reducing average hours worked per week from 40 to a lesser value, we need to understand why it dropped from 60. The reasons for this to drop is technological advancements, which have allowed us to complete similar amounts of work in a more timely and cost-efficient manner, as well as ideological improvements and business process redesign, which has reshaped our way of thinking to quicker and more efficient methods. Should the work week continue to drop? Plain and simple, I feel this answer is yes. As technology advancements have already shown us, and as they will continue to do, they improve, our ability to complete tasks will only become quicker and quicker and also more accurate, reducing the amount of time needed in the office to complete actual tasks. And on top of this, workplace is already filled with a lot of inefficiencies. In most typical office settings, there is a lot of downtime. This downtime can include gossip amongst friends and acquaintances, as well as browsing the internet via your desktop or laptop or even smartphones nowadays. So there are a lot of distractions in the office which actually take away from our ability to work efficiently. Why should the work week continue to drop? As the amount of hours worked typically in a day by an individual would drop, it can help improve two of the three metrics that we talked about in terms of sustainability. One is that it could help improve economic sustainability. The reason for this is it would create more jobs and allow more time for individuals to spend their money outside of work. How it creates more jobs is when an individual works less hours, you are able to fit more shifts in a day, and you need personnel to fill those shifts. It would also help improve social sustainability by increasing the wealth of general society, getting more individuals employed, and through employment, a lot more individuals can receive health benefits. And also, employers should pursue this because it maximizes the investment in people. By having a typical 40-hour work week, employers are paying individuals to work time to produce, say, a product, but they are also paying those individuals for the downtime that I mentioned earlier, which employers want to get the most out of their money, and with a 40-hour work week, they are not doing this. This is due to how the brain works. The brain is not made to function for 8 straight hours out of a day. It actually works in a more cyclical nature of ups and downs. This is known as the ultradian rhythm. And in the diagram here, we can see that activity is at 90. These figures are in minutes. The brain can function effectively and perform work for about 90 minutes. After that 90-minute period is achieved, the brain's efficiency and ability to focus drop dramatically. So work done after a 90-minute period really isn't the best work that your brain can put forth. After 90 minutes of work, studies have shown that 20 minutes is the ideal amount of rest. So for every 90 minutes of actual work, your brain should have 20 minutes of rest to help it recover and rejuvenate and thus prepare itself for an additional 90 minutes of work. Has this type of tactic been employed by any other countries? And the answer to that is yes. The reduced workweek structure is actually already in place by quite a few countries, some of which, France, Germany, and Denmark all utilize this. Of these countries, France currently utilizes a 35-hour work week, although Denmark uses one that is much lower. Their average hours worked per week is right around 32. And also this reduced work week is believed to have helped France overcome significantly high unemployment rates that it reached in 1998 through work sharing, which is what we discussed earlier, which is you create more shifts by having your workers work less amount of hours in a day, thusly employing more people. The work week reduction maximizes the brain's potential by allowing it to work and then letting it rest, more efficient than a forced 8-hour day. The typical 8-hour day right now, you're expected to sit in an office chair for 8 hours and work, and that isn't the case. It doesn't necessarily work that way. The brain would be better off working, say, 6 hours a day than forcing an additional 2 hours where not much is actually achieved. Additionally, efficiency can be driven by management and inspirational techniques, which we discussed in 2 of the research papers, and they can be used to further increase work value. Management can be measured through the Black-Scholes equation, and as we saw with inspirational videos prior to conducting work, inspirational videos have shown to improve accuracy and attentiveness when completing a task. In conclusion, through MIS, we were able to restructure the way we typically do the standard work week. We could utilize programs such as R and conduct conjoint analysis with data collection and help with interpretation. This would help find the ideal hour for hours worked in a week. Basically what you would have to do is you'd have to create a measurement on several different variables and use that to measure productivity. You would start with your standard 40 hours per week, and over the course of time you would drop this by roughly 1 hour per week until basically your workers don't have enough time to reach production goals. Improved technologies have allowed us to complete the same tasks in a much faster and more efficient manner, and as technologies improve, this will only improve. We will be able to further conduct work faster and more accurately, and eventually I believe that the work of the few will basically be able to supply the many, meaning that we won't have to have as many farmers as tailors creating clothes to basically provide people with their basic needs. And what this will do is this will allow others to have bigger pursuits to further improve sustainability.